All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And we want to welcome you and thank you. Thank you for being so just supportive and flexible. I know we've pushed this holiday concert back a few times. We've juggled with different dates, so thank you for accommodating. And we know you want to hear your students as well, so thank you very much. I know you guys have been a part of watching your students learn online and are figuring out how frustrating it can be, especially for choir and band. We don't get a chance to rehearse together, especially chorale. We didn't bring people in like the band did on different days, so they really didn't get to rehearse with each other. They couldn't hear each other online, and we can't hear them. So it's kind of a trust thing that they're learning their parts at home. So thank you for helping them adjust to all of this newness here. This is our chorale, and we are unfortunately missing about a third of our choir here due to different, situations, corona and other things going on. So we actually we had two more last night, that we don't have tonight. So you're gonna be hearing me singing a little bit of alto tonight, because we have 0 altos in one of our numbers. So that'll be interesting. And we also have a couple of different soloists filling in. So we'll tell you about that as we go. Now, both concerts are being streamed, so we're thankful to Mr. Black, and he's recording them, so you can go back and watch it again later. So that's exciting. All right, and our accompanist is not here. We recorded her so that you are gonna hear Desiree G's playing, but you won't get to see her live, but it sounds beautiful anyway. All right, so our first number is Snow, and the lyrics are from a poem by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, and it's all about snow falling. And the composer uses some really beautiful musical lines to really convey that falling snow. So listen for that. And we can have our house lights down. Thank you, Luke. suggestions for the next year, and this was one of them that they suggested for our holiday concert. So I hope you enjoy All Is Found.
Where the north wind meets the sea, there's
We are going to switch over to Singing Storm. So I'm going to have my Singing Storm members move over to where they enter. And my chorale folks, just have a seat on the risers where you are. All right, and this is one number where I know in your programs it says Sasha Taylor will be singing the solo, and she is not able to be with us tonight. So Nina Lundy's will take her spot with the solo. Let me get these turned around.
Mr. Claus, I feel as though I know you, so you won't mind if I should get familiar, will ya?
You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list and checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake, he knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Old Mr. Kringle is soon gonna jingle the bells that'll tingle all your troubles away. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag, 'cause Christmas is coming again. You better not cry. He's got a sleigh full, it's not gonna stay full. He's got stuff to drop at every stop of the way. Everybody's waiting. Everybody's waiting. They're all congregating. Yeah. Waiting for the man with the bag. Ooh, take that crazy, take that crazy, Santa's riding on. Take that walk, that crazy talk, man, oh man, he's really gone. Cool it, with your nose aglow, your nose aglow. And Santa's to go, go, go. Take that crazy Santa Claus, and I want to take part. He will bring some crazy toys, so you better be good this Christmas Eve. Take the crazy Santa Claus. Mr. Santa, bring us some toys. Bring Merry Christmas to all girls and boys. And every night we'll go to sleep singing and dream about the presents you'll be bringing. Santa, promise us please, give every reindeer a hug and a squeeze. We'll be good as good can be. Mr. Santa, don't forget me.
Jolly old Saint Nicholas, when you're this way, don't you tell a single soul what I'm going to say. Christmas Eve is coming soon, now you dear old man. Whisper what you'll bring to me, tell me if you can.
Santa baby, a slip a sable under the tree for me. Been an awful good girl, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Santa baby.
Thank you, Singing Storm, and thank you, Nina, for filling in for Sasha. We're going to have a switch over to Hurricane Harmony. So our Hurricane Harmony members the other ones can come on out. And Sasha was also to start this one off as well, and Brianna Wanwansu will be doing that solo in the beginning here.
I love the winter weather, so the two of us can get together. There's nothing sweeter, finer, when it's nice and cold. I can hold my baby closer to me and collect the kisses that are due me. I love the winter weather because I got my love to keep me warm.
I love the winter weather, so the two of us can get together. There's nothing sweeter, finer, when it's nice and cold. I can hold my baby closer to me and collect the kisses that are due me. I love the winter weather because I got my love to keep,
Because I got my love to keep me warm.
It's snowing, the wind is blowing, but I can weather the storm. What do I care how much it may storm? I got my love to keep me warm.
I can't remember a worse December. Just watch those icicles fall.
What do I care how icicles fall? I got my love to keep me warm. Off with my overcoat, off with my glove. I need no overcoat, I'm burning with love. I love the winter weather, so the two of us can get together. There's nothing sweeter, finer, when it's nice and cold. I can hold my baby closer to me and collect the kisses that are due me. I love the winter weather because I got my love to keep me warm. Take the summer, you can have a ball. I love the springtime, even the fall, but I guess I like the winter best of all.
And another round of applause for all of our soloists up here. Thank you. All right, we're going to, before we bring the band on, I just want to say a few thank yous to our boosters. They are just so awesome. They've been such a big help with us this year, even jumping in to do temperatures and things like that. So it definitely needed. Thanks you to our administration, our superintendent, so incredibly, overwhelmingly supportive, wanting to help us get these performances out here so that you can hear them and they can share what they've been working with all year long. And a big thank you to Mr. Black and Mr. Sullivan, who will be coming in a second, but they are, I think I run to them like at least 20 times a day with questions. Help me do this, help me do that. So especially with the switchover, just figuring out how to do this online. We bounce ideas off of each other all day long, so big thank you to you guys. And of course to our parents. Thank you for supporting these guys. I know this has been a difficult year, and I know, it's working together, figuring out how we're gonna get through this, and hopefully it'll all get better very soon. All right, we're gonna switch over to band now. So my choir members, you are welcome to go back. And we have a slight switch over. We've got to get some chairs out here, so bear with us just a moment.
Welcome, everybody, to this evening's special event. This is the high school concert band you see seated behind me. Let's give them a round of applause. You know, we were talking beforehand that this is, the word that you hear a lot this year is unprecedented, and I would say that it is an unprecedented experience to do a concert 2 days in a row. It's just it's a different thing. I'm like, hey, all the changes, the flexibility that we've been through, and just getting our concerts in, it's great that we are, and you're never going to forget this because you did it 2 days in a row. So we're really excited that we are on stage for you this evening. And even though it's going to sound like a belated type of program because some of the programming is holiday related, it is our tradition to be able to do some of these things. And we take that type of thing very seriously when it comes to our performances and year in and year out, the things that we're doing. So this, we're going to warm up here in a second. And but this first composition is called I Saw Three Ships. And I guarantee that if you didn't recognize it, you will. It's an English carol that dates back to the 17th century. And doing a little bit of research on it, it's kind of crazy. I didn't realize that the ships were not ships. The ships are actually camels. And they are the camels that carry the three wise men into Bethlehem. And when you kind of read through it, you're like, oh, I get it. And it's kind of neat to kind of look at the lyrics. And the original tune was written as a round. So a round is when a melody begins, and then a little bit later, that melody will begin again, maybe from a different voice or a different section. And then again, a little later, that melody will start once more. And so then you have this layering of this melody happening throughout a song. Typically, we hear row, row, row your boat, and that's where we hear a round. Well, I want you to listen when we play I Saw Three Ships. You're hearing that melody played in many different ways. There are moments when you'll hear the higher instruments in the band going ba da 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 da, and you're gonna hear some of the lower instruments going ba 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 be dee dee at the same time. So you have all these multiple melodies kind of intermingling and intertwining. It's pretty cool, and it's it's not Jingle Bells, so you can kind of get away with the fact that maybe it's not necessarily a holiday song. But without further ado, we're going to warm up quickly and then get right on with I Saw Three Ships. Please enjoy. So we're lucky enough that if you didn't get the text notification, make sure that you sign up for my remind text. But we are live streaming this evening. Mr. Black has set that up. I know that it's easier said than done watching him go back and forth to the tech office. And usually when he's doing something like that, he's coming down here to the auditorium, or he's going down to the band room, or he's walking to a classroom or something like that. He's not going up to the balcony in the auditorium. So it's been kind of hilarious. Secretly, I've been laughing to myself, watching him go from the tech office all the way up to the balcony, realizing he needs something else, and then he goes back down to the tech office, grabs that, oh yeah, I need this. Back and forth and back and forth. I think he hit 6.5 miles on Tuesday on the steps, which is very impressive. But we do appreciate everything that he has done. Let's give Mr. Black a round of applause for making that happen. And we're very lucky. I know that there's folks at home, my family included, that are checking out this evening's event, that were watching last night, and they kind of gave me a hard time, my family at home, saying, man, you have a lot of trouble breathing in that mask, don't you? And I get a little tired conducting up here, and I'm like sucking in the mask. It's kind of crazy, but we're doing the best we can. So a couple other thank yous before we move on to the next tune. As you can see, and this actually happened before we hit football season, when we were getting ready and getting kids fitted in uniforms. And there was a group of parents that came in, volunteered their time, took an evening, and spent many days after that doing all the alterations that are involved with getting these kids to look the way that they do on stage. You know, we're one of the rare groups where, you know, all the boys are in tuxedos, all the girls are in skirts with matching blouses and the ties, and our seniors have on, for the boys, they have on blue boutonnieres, and the girls have on the senior crowns. And they just look great, and it takes a lot of time to put that all together. Let's give a round of applause to the people that volunteered their time for that. So I know that we have a core group, a nucleus, if you will, of our boosters that, you know, I pretty regularly talk to Mrs. Gear, I would say, if not every day, every other day, sometimes on Sundays. This week's been a late week. I've been calling her on my way home. It's been like 8:30. I'm like, sorry to call, you know, so late in the evening, and just kind of touch base, knowing what's coming up, knowing that we're in preparations for all the different performance groups that we have, whether that be concert band, getting ready for that, our musical coming up in March. We already have solo ensemble kind of set up with all of our different groups and soloists and all those things. The kids had their music before Thanksgiving. They've been practicing for that after school. We have about 30 or 40 kids that are going to be involved with that this year. Our jazz band has started rehearsing. We had some days there when we were on a computer trying to do jazz band. It's better in person, and they have definitely persevered through that and started to sound very good. So we're really excited about those things. But we wouldn't be anything without the support of our volunteers, our booster group. So I'd like to recognize our booster parents, our nucleus of the group, all of our officers. So they could stand up and just be recognized at this time. Our president this year is Robin Gear, wherever she may be. Let's give her a round of applause. Our vice president, and I know that she did a lot of sewing. She was even sewing uniforms this week. You know, there's always a kid that's like, I forgot. And so I knew that she was putting some things together for kids this week. Debbie Luwanawansu, she's in the back. Then obviously things do cost money, and we spend a lot of it on our students. And I know that there's a person out there as our treasurer that has to balance the checkbook and write all the checks, and that is Christine Taylor. Let's give it up for Christine. And then probably the most difficult task is being the secretary and writing down what everyone says, including myself, and that goes out to Jill Sinal, our secretary this year. There's Jill. Now I know that Lisa Lundy, along with Debbie, I know that there was one other, I think it was Lisa and it was Debbie. Who was the other person that helped with doing adjustments on the uniforms? I'm sorry. And Jessica, yes. And they did an outstanding job, Jessica Holtz, along with the other two. Let's give them a round of applause because they did a lot of work getting these uniforms together. Okay, so we're going to move on to our next tune, and it's entitled Lullaby Carols, and it's basically a combination of two two holiday hymns, if you want to call them that, What Child Is This and Coventry Carol. Coventry Carol dates back to like 1590. And when you go back, it's just amazing that these tunes can stand the test of time. Like if you think about it, 1590, that's insane. I wonder if we're going to be listening to the music that we have on the radio today in 500 years. Probably doubtful. But these things have stood the test of time. And this features a number of soloists on flute/oboe, Emma Tran. And also on flutes, Brandi Becky. And I think I didn't say this last night, but I need to recognize him tonight. I know that Zach Dyson has taken it upon himself to cover a lot of those lines in there, and he plays some great saxophone solo material in there, Zach Dyson. This is Lullaby Carols. Please enjoy. will say I have to point out too, and then it's something that I missed, and I apologize. And it's not necessarily in the program, but Coy, freeze right there. Coy Ostermick had to cover the bell part on that, and he learned that he had to do that this week. And so he learned that yesterday, today, and laid that out. So, soloist Coy Ostermick on the bells. Okay, so this next tune, I think, is the real reason why we had to push the concert back a week, because we needed the extra time to prepare. If you look in your program there, you can see that this is one that everybody knows. And so it needed that extra work of intensive rehearsal. And, we really, in order to put this one together, required an extra 7 days. And we toiled, and, we worked so hard, and kids were practicing at home, for hours at a time to put this one together, because everyone knows that you got to do it justice. We are so proud to present this evening, ladies and gentlemen, the classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yeah, you can give it up for Rudolph. Yeah, come on. I know it's January 21st. Have a little fun with this. Come on. All right, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I can't even explain it. It's just got to be. It's been a long year. We start back in like the end of July, August, come all the way through to this concert. It's been months. It's been like half a year. It's got to be me. It's got to be me. That's the problem. So let's try somebody else. I think that we have a guest conductor out there somewhere. Oh! Guest conductor, Mr. Brian Hare. Maestro Hare. And I'm sure that it will go well this time. Ladies and gentlemen, Maestro Hare and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. applause for the high school principal, Mr. Hare. All right, we're gonna go back to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer now. This is my spot here. Come on. That was totally unplanned. We never talked about that happening. I just want everyone to know. It's impromptu right there. All right, before we move on to our traditional tune that we do play every single year and finish things off this evening, I would definitely like to thank all of you as the parents. I know that this year has required a lot of challenges and your patience and flexibility. And I feel like that you guys have given that, and that these kids getting to where they need to be day in and day out, in order to make things like this happen, there are extra things that need to take place. And we've been doing some extra rehearsals on Mondays, been doing some sectionals on Wednesdays and Thursdays with the kids, as well as the regular class time on Tuesdays and Fridays. And when I brought it to them, it basically, the speech was, hey, if we want to have concerts, if we want to do a musical, if we want to still do a jazz band and have solo ensemble and get these things in, the music banquet, all that stuff, then it is going to require some extra things. And I just love the fact that they stepped up to the plate, and that you as parents stepped up to the plate, and that you guys are responsible for making this happen. Has it been easy all the way? No, but I think that we're hopefully on the upswing, and it'll get easier, but I know that we owe a lot of this to you. So why don't you guys give it up for your parents? And we do appreciate everything you've done. I also need to thank the team that I get to work with on a daily basis. Sometimes in the music wing, as you know, it's kind of down that long hallway, and there's the choir room and the band room and that practice room area. And, sometimes socially, I feel like I'm on a deserted island at times. And it's just so refreshing to be able to see Mrs. Cipriani every day. And we've just really been able to, socialize and hang out at times and be able to talk and, that kind of thing. And sometimes you just don't have that opportunity because you're going 100 miles an hour, but it's always nice to see a friendly face every morning and say hello to her and be able to, hang out and enjoy each other's company. And most of the time we're just talking about how are you doing this kind of music thing on a computer. Trying to make that happen is a challenge, but I feel like we're doing our best at it, and I think that it's paying off. We have definitely been there for each other through this, and I appreciate everything that she's done. Let's give it up for Mrs. Cipriani. I would definitely also like to thank our administration, because they're the ones that are like, let's get this ball rolling. I remember way back in July when we had planned to have a band camp week, and there was one day in there where I think I talked to Mr. Hare more in one day than I did to my own family. And we were just communicating back and forth, just a constant 2, 3, 4 days of communicating about how we were going to handle this and move forward. And, and it means a lot when you have the superintendent reaching out to you and texting you and making sure that we're moving forward and how we're going to plan this. And they have been, no pun intended, instrumental in making this all happen the way that it has. I feel like during our marching season, we were blessed and lucky to get in the 5 games that we did. I know that other districts weren't as lucky, and I feel like we were really pressing to make sure that we did this for kids, give them their performances, give them their games, get the athletic events in, and and it really panned out. And we owe a lot of that to our administrative team, Dr. Claris at the highest level, and then that trickles down into the high school through Mr. Hare and Mr. Larson. Let's give them a round of applause because they made a lot of this happen. And just be aware that, like I said already, I've mentioned a number of performing things that we are doing and that we are preparing for. We're not just sitting there thinking about how we can do this. We're enacting it and making it happen. And every decision that we make is for the experience of our students. And, I think that we're lucky. Mr. Hare sent out an email this morning about how other districts are watching what we're doing. watching how we are making changes and overcoming a challenge that has been extraordinary. And I feel like we are basically groundbreaking and doing things that the way other districts should. And so I'm really proud of that and that is happening. So thank you for that. This last tune this is my 30th year playing this song in some capacity. I'm not going to sit down and play. But 22 years here at Brooklyn. I played it 4 years in college and 4 years in high school. The first year I played it was 91, 92 when I was a freshman. Okay, we won't talk about, I don't even know how long ago that was, whatever. Okay, just makes me feel ancient, no matter what it is. This is Christmas Festival. It's one that we've done traditionally every year. It's written by Leroy Anderson, the same guy that did Trumpeter's Holiday and the Typewriter Song and the Rakes of Mallow. Fantastic composer. This is one of his most famous compositions. He says, when he talks about this composition, or when he talked about it, he's no longer with us, but when Leroy Anderson would talk about this, he would say he never intended it to be a medley. Although you're going to hear a number of different Christmas songs, it's multiple things all happening at once, and he wanted the work to stand on its own. So you do have some secular music in there. You're going to hear some jingle bells, but you're also going to hear some of the holiday Christmas music as well. And please enjoy the trumpet solo and the acrobatics of our trumpet section. They were hitting notes out of the stratosphere last night. But our trumpet soloist tonight is Mr. Zach Villard. Zach, go ahead and stand up. So please enjoy, for the 30th occasion in my life, this is A Christmas Festival by Leroy Anderson. Hey, thank you so much. Let's have one more round of applause for all of our young musicians this evening. Our chorale, our singing storm, our hurricane harmony, and our concert band. Give it up. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out this evening. Thanks for supporting our program here. We look forward to the future. We look forward to seeing you in the next few months at some of our other events, our concerts, our jazz festivals, our musical, and our banquets, and the things that we're going to have that we have planned. Thank you so much for being here this evening. Safe travels home, and we guarantee we will see you next time. Take care.